lot of big numbers there from Aguiar with a 17-2 record compared to 7-2 for Taylor Johnson. But these guys match up very well. We're going to see who's going to take this one.
A man who matches up very well with a microphone is Michael C. Williams.
Here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, we get set now to conclude tonight's prelims here at Bellator 265 as we go to 3 5-minute rounds in the middleweight division. Introducing the blue corner first. At 6 foot weighing in, 184.6 pounds. His professional record, 17 wins, 2 losses. Hailing from Recife, Pernambuco, Brazil, presenting Fabio. Aguiar. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner at 5 foot 11, weighing in 185.8 pounds as a professional. 7 victories, 2 losses, fighting out of Sisters, Oregon, Tombstone, Taylor Johnson. In charge of referee Jason Herzog.
So our final preliminary bout here at Sanford Pentagon. Taylor Johnson, Fabio Aguiar. Middleweight action begins right now. The bell, round 1, Johnson in the red gloves, Aguiar in the blue gloves. Johnson told us that his biggest advantages over Aguiar would be that he's faster, a better striker and grappler. He actually said, you know what, if the opportunity arises, for sure I'll go for my first knockout win in Bellator. 5 of his 7 wins have come via his striking.
Right now you're watching Taylor Johnson just be nice and calm, relaxed, looking at what Aguiar is going to bring. Aguiar keeps going straight back. He's going to be in trouble.
And he ate that head kick before. Aguiar looking for the takedown, but now it's Johnson looking for the choke.
This choke is based upon that head kick. That stunned him a little bit. He's trying to fight it off. You see him using his hands to put the pressure down. He's got himself past that choke right now, but that was a big knee.
Big knee by Johnson. Another knee to Aguiar, and now Johnson putting the squeeze on Aguiar. Johnson has a rear naked choke and an inverted heel hook on his resume.
Right now, that was a nice set of knees that you saw from Taylor Johnson. He's in the position now. You see he's got the underhook, so he has the advantage right now in this position. Pressing Aguiar up against the cage. He is the superior wrestler, so the question is, does he take him down, or does he continue to do the work in the clinch game that he's been doing?
And in a way, maybe Aguiar hopes that he continues to try to just grind here, because in a way, he feels that Johnson's cardio will become an issue. He feels that he fades after first round. I don't think he can bank on that, but that's what he told us.
Well, you know, if that's the way he feels, he needs to do something to put the pressure on Johnson so he's not comfortable, because if Johnson's the one in control of the pace, he's not going to get tired.
Now it's Aguiar with Johnson along the fence. But Johnson able to keep moving. Under 3 minutes remaining here in the opening round.
Aguiar right now in a position with double unders. He's the one in control of this at this moment. Doing a good job of using his head, keeping Tombstone with his face off to the side. It's going to make him a little bit weaker.
Aguiar began training MMA at 18, actually spent time in the Brazilian army training dogs, and this one could turn into a dogfight. Midway point of the opening frame, and battle of attrition along the fence.
And people watch this and think, oh, they're really not doing anything. This is grueling. Grueling work by both guys. That head position you see Aguiar with, it's frustrating for Johnson, and all those little shots that Johnson is hitting Aguiar with. He's trying to use the wizard right now.
And Johnson feeding Aguiar a couple of right hands with 2 minutes left.
Aguiar doing a good job of sagging back. He's got the arms around the waist on Tombstone, holding that position.
Johnson speaks about the fact that being calm is key. He seems to be calm under the pressure and fire that Aguiar's trying to disseminate, but good turnaround.
Yeah, nice dig of the underhook by Taylor Johnson, switching that position. Being calm in a fight is everything. If you are not calm, you're burning energy at an excessive rate. That will get you tired, and that will get you in trouble.
And now head kick blocked by Aguiar as Johnson resets.
You can see what you were talking about earlier. Aguiar believing that Johnson's going to tire out. He's putting pressure on him in an attempt to make him uncomfortable and make that become something that happens.
Final minute of the first round scramble, and now it's Johnson on Aguiar's back. Aguiar with more experience, 17-2 coming into this fight. He's 0-1 in the Bellator MMA cage. We mentioned the loss in his last outing, going to a decision in April.
Going for the leg lock. Nice job by Aguiar to actually stuff that. Taylor did not get deep enough to make that happen. Now he's underneath him in a position where he's now got his hips not engaged with his opponent. This is not an easy thing to get out of. Nice job of moving himself. Now he's in half guard. He's going to have to work his way out.
State known for fuel and energy, and a lot of it being burned out here in the first 5 minutes in this middleweight matchup between Taylor Johnson and Fabio Aguiar as they exchange kicks. And wow, what a wind-up at the bell by Johnson, and they exchange, well, some pleasantries after the hostility.
That was a fastball that went just a little bit outside.
I was multitasking. Big job.
Good.
All right, round
just
two
a reminder
is upon us. Fabio Aguiar, will his prediction come true?
Listo.
Did
You ready?
Taylor Johnson expend too much energy in that first 5 minutes? It was a grueling round.
Aguiar coming back out with that same pressure, trying to push Taylor Johnson, make him work. He's got a game plan and he's sticking to it.
Now Aguiar trying to put the pressure on, but Johnson able to roam freely here on the sprawling plains of the Bellator MMA cage in South Dakota. Oh, nice 1-2 executed by Aguiar.
One thing about the MMA cage, there is a lot of acreage for you to move within, and so it's hard to cut someone off.
And speaking of cut, beautiful right there delivered by Taylor Johnson.
Taylor Johnson again bringing that kick up. Aguiar in on the hips. He's got those hands clasped together, so he's got this takedown. The real question is, what position can he put Taylor into where he can start to do damage?
Hand control. Let's work up.
For Aguiar, he does have 5 submission wins. And as he has Johnson's back, he does have 2 rear naked chokes, but Johnson back on his feet. Minute and a half gone in the second. Level changed by Aguiar.
Level changed by Aguiar, but he did not get where he wanted to be. And a lot of that was based upon the cage.
And there's blood now on the back of Johnson,
which is telling you where it's coming from. There you go. Aguiar needs to let go of that leg. He is not in a position to hold on to that. You see that leg that Johnson, okay, good job by Aguiar to get his leg free from Johnson's. Right now, kind of stuck with his arm underneath the right leg of Taylor Johnson. Nice job of Taylor Johnson. He's working to take the back here.
And the blood isn't flowing out of his nose like Sioux Falls, but it is trickling out of the nose of Fabio Aguiar.
Taylor Johnson kind of looking for a twister here. He's trying to set up that arm.
Seeing the buggy choke. We're going to see a twister into what's happening here.
Well, there's a whole lot of techniques going on here. But right now, that cage and where the positioning of Aguiar's headed is not going to work out for him right now. You see him trying to control that arm.
So many techniques, John.
So many. And there's so many ways to attack your opponent in MMA. That's what makes it so special. You see Aguiar trying to move himself into that. His leg is stuck. So right now, because of his left leg being in the position it is. Now he can turn his hips. He should have turned his hips. Taylor Johnson goes back to controlling that leg.
Get the underhook to the right side. Go under the arm.
Aguiar, who again now setting up shop at Team Pitbull Brothers for Taylor Johnson.
This is normally a position we talk about getting your head high. Taylor Johnson was never able to get his head up off of that mat, which made it to where Aguiar was able to spin inside his guard. Now he's in the top position.
And Johnson, of course, training in the Pacific Northwest.
Fabio Skurner coaching out of American Top Team Portland. Outstanding coach. Got a lot of top talent coming out of that area. But this is not the position that Taylor Johnson ever wants to be in. So what it is saying is that Fabio Aguiar is starting to make his game plan work. He's starting to wear Taylor Johnson down, and he's starting to take advantage of the positions in this fight. Now being in the guard, Taylor Johnson needs to open that guard and start to either put foot on hips, swing towards an arm bar submission. He's got to do something. He can't sit here and keep his back on the mat.
Aguiar started training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at 14, is a BJJ black belt, with 5 of his 17 victories coming via submission, but now putting the pressure from top position in the closed guard, and now Johnson is controlling the posture, but even when Aguiar was able to separate, it was Johnson trying to deliver elbows from the bottom. Well, conditioning will be tested as we head to the third and final round. 10 seconds left here in the second. Fabio Aguiar from the guard of Taylor Johnson. Some ground and pound as Johnson able to scramble to his feet before the bell.
You got it, you're good? Make sure.
You know, the cage is meant for the fighter's safety, really, to keep them inside.
Been dangerous
This
lately.
has happened in the Bellator Tour cage twice now because Jason Jackson hurt his eye against Neiman Gracie.
He's here tonight.
Yes, he
watching.
is.
But you're right, so the cage is becoming a foe. All right. Hugging it out before they slug it out.
I thought it was a good, nice big right hand.
Taylor Johnson on cue, unloading the heavy artillery on Fabio Aguiar.
I thought it was a very good move by Taylor Johnson's coach, Fabio Skurner. He told him, you lost that round, you need to go get this one.
And he just got chopped down with that low outside leg kick by Aguiar, and Aguiar back on top position.
Get control, get that underhook, start moving. You gotta get up, bro. You gotta get up. Don't break.
Right now, when you're slippery and everything, you just need to be careful of his neck here. But this is the time he's got to get up off of the ground. Do not wait. Don't let time slip by. Nice job by Taylor Johnson getting back to his feet. Goes for the wizard. Wow, now he's in the top position. That was a beautiful reversal of positions.
Nice explosive reversal by Johnson. A minute gone here in the final frame. Our final fight of the preliminary portion of our card from Sanford, Pentagon in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Bellator 265 coming up at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, live on Showtime. A quartet of confrontations culminating with a heavyweight tilt between Czech Congo and Sergey Karatanov as Johnson works his way.
He's got the back. He's trying to kick that leg out. Aguiar doing a nice job getting himself back to his feet. Taylor Johnson shooting in for that single, but he does not want to sit here in this position. He needs to swing his head out to the side, start getting himself back up. Aguiar landed nothing of any kind of power, any kind of significance with the elbows there and the punches. But Taylor Johnson being underneath him, just sitting there, is telling you he is tired.
We talk about the experience on display in our main event later tonight between Congo and Karatanov. Of course, our current middleweight champion, none other than Gegard Mousasi, successfully defending the title against John Salter 1 week ago. And that's the journey that both Johnson and Aguiar would like to one day be a part of, that championship journey. But there's a long road to hoe, as they say, Mr. McCarthy.
Yes, there is. To get into those nether regions of that atmosphere.
midway through the final round.
Aguiar right now, he wants to get rid of that right arm and come around the back of Taylor Johnson. Taylor should at least do something as far as getting himself back to his feet, sit out. He needs to move. He cannot stay here.
His coach, as you mentioned, Fabiano Skerner, there was a sense of urgency. And yet, Fabio Aguiar putting all of his weight,
which, look, he's carrying that weight, and that just exhausts you. There's a lot of pressure there. Everyone looks and goes, oh, it's no big deal. Really put a guy that's 200 plus pounds on top of you, putting a lot of pressure with his hips. You'll see it's not easy to breathe. It's not a comfortable position.
Now, the impetus obviously is on Johnson to try to improve his fortunes. What about for Fabio Aguiar?
Well, right now, Fabio Aguiar is trying to keep his feet back and his legs back so Johnson can't make this single leg that he's trying to get in on work. The cage has worked against him a little bit, but again, he needs to come around the side just like you're seeing right now to get the back.
And that's exactly what he does as they're back up on their feet. As it looked like Jason Herzog, one of the best referees on the circuit today, was looking to be standing them up, but Johnson said, don't worry, I got this, ref. But does he got this? Because Fabio Aguiar putting all kinds of suffocating pressure on Johnson here in the final round. In the final minute now, John.
You're absolutely right. It has been the pressure of Fabio Aguiar that has been the difference now in the last couple rounds. Nice roll, gravity roll through for Johnson. And again, look at Aguiar come out in the top position.
I gotta say, during these prelims tonight, we've seen some interesting techniques that are obviously a part of the sport, but we rarely get to witness, and I think here in the prelims, it's when you have to showcase the hunger, when you have to showcase the willingness to take chances and try to catch the eye of the promoter.
Absolutely. What you're doing is you're in that preliminary role, but you want to be on the main card.
Yes.
You want to get to that position where you're the guy that's on that poster.
Unfortunately, Taylor Johnson's been unable to really get into a dominant position in this round against Fabio Aguiar.
Yeah, he had a couple moments there. I love the Grammy roll he did trying to get through, but he's ended up in the same position and he's accepted it. That hasn't been good.
What does it usually mean? Well, we're about to find out what it means in this instance as we are ready with the official decision. Here is Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go to your three judges at cage side. Your first judge, Michael Bell, scores the fight 29-28. He sees the fight for Aguiar. Your second judge, Sean Rummel, scores the fight 29-28. He sees the fight for Johnson. Your third and final judge at cage side, Ron McCarthy, scores the fight 29-28 for the winner by split decision, Fabio